So if you clicked to watch this video, you are probably experiencing pregnancy jealousy right now. It is such a hard emotion to experience. It's like as soon as you start trying to conceive, you just see babies everywhere. You start hearing announcements on Facebook and Instagram like every day. You go to the grocery store, the most random places around town, and you just see babies everywhere. And part of it is that you're just more aware now. Like years ago, you would not have paid any attention to those things. But now it feels almost like a personal attack every time you see a pregnant woman or someone with a brand new baby. So first off, I want you to know it is completely normal to feel this way. Every single woman in your same situation is experiencing the same thing. We just don't really talk about it as much. Of course, you are experiencing jealousy when you see other women with babies. It's natural. It's really just a sign of how deeply you want to become a mother and how much love you have to give. That just starts bubbling out as soon as you see a baby, and it reminds you of what you don't have yet. So feeling jealous, feeling angry towards other women, feeling like it's not fair, all of that is a completely normal experience when you are trying to conceive. It does not make you a bad person. It doesn't make you wrong or anything like that for feeling that way. And you should not feel guilty for having those emotions. They're completely normal. But it is very uncomfortable. We don't want to feel that way. And it really can feel like salt in the wound when you're just going about your business on daily life. And so I want to share some tips with you about overcoming that pregnancy jealousy so that you can feel better during this journey, so that you're not so triggered every time you go out in public and see a pregnant woman, or every time a friend or family member announces their pregnancy. So the first thing to do is to really listen to yourself when you're in these moments. Like listen to the thoughts in your head, the words that you are saying to yourself. Most likely, I feel very confident in this, almost 100%, these are things that you would never say to another human. But it's just our brain bringing up all of our fears and our doubts and our frustrations. It's like this primal part of our brain just being on autopilot. So the first thing is to recognize what you're saying, and then don't let that kind of thinking continue. If you wouldn't say it out loud to your best friend, don't say it to yourself. Don't let yourself be thinking these things. So imagine that you are talking to your best friend. She's going through something right now. She's going through something really hard. It's very emotional. She's very tender and raw. What would you say to her in these moments? You certainly would not start telling her, oh, that's supposed to be you. That should be you right now. What's wrong with you? Why haven't you had kids yet? Why is your body so messed up that you haven't had kids? You would never say those things to another person, yet that is what most of us are thinking when we see another woman who's pregnant. We just start thinking, that's supposed to be me. What's wrong with me? Why is my body so messed up? This is so unfair. We would never say those things out loud to another person. What you would do, if you had a friend in that same situation, you would talk to her like, oh my gosh, I know how frustrating this is. I know you are going through something really, really difficult right now, and you are trying your absolute best. You are actually holding it together really well considering everything that is going on. I just want you to know I see how much love you have to give. And when you do become a mother, you are going to be amazing. Is there anything that I can do to support you right now? Right? That is how we would talk to a friend who is going through the same thing. And so talk to yourself like that and answer that question too. Is there anything that you need to be supported right now? And it'll vary. Sometimes you might just need to go home and get a hug from your spouse. Sometimes you will need to reach out to someone to talk about what is going on for you. Sometimes you might need to turn down that invitation to a friend's baby shower. If you are just in that place, you can set those boundaries. All of those examples are perfectly perfect, whatever you need right now. And so speaking to yourself in this way and asking yourself what kind of support you need, this really is the best form of self-care. Like, we talk about self-care being important and getting massages and doing bubble baths, but really paying attention to the way that you speak to yourself is the best form of self-care. So the next tip is to really see this as a good sign. Like seeing other pregnant women, look at that as a good sign. I like to look at other people's pregnancies as evidence that humans can have babies. It sounds so simple, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but when you are on this journey, it's really easy to get so wrapped up in the research and reading and talking about infertility and being in support groups for infertility. And we can almost forget that humans have been having babies for millions of years. Our bodies literally were designed to do this. We have special organs that allow us to conceive and grow brand new human beings. But we can really forget that. So now when I see someone who's pregnant or I hear a baby announcement from a friend or family member, instead of beating myself up about it and going through all this mental drama about that should be me, why haven't I received that yet, I just think, hey, that human had a baby. I'm a human. I bet I could have a baby too. And it sounds really simple. It sounds kind of ridiculous, but it's very logical, and your brain likes logic. And so it's very easy to start having that as your default when you see a pregnant woman. Just, hey, look at that. Humans can have babies. That's awesome. I'm a human. I bet you I could have a baby too. And then it starts to feel better. That feels so much easier. It feels lighter. It feels less attached, less graspy, less needy than most of the default thoughts that we have when we see another pregnant woman. And then the next step after this is to reassure yourself that you are doing everything that you can, right? Remind yourself of all the things that you are doing right now to support your fertility so that you can have a baby. You are eating better, you're eating clean, you're eating organic, whole foods, you're cooking for yourself at home. You're probably already starting to feel a little bit more energy, a little bit more clear-headedness. You're going on walks and doing yoga, and you can feel your body like building strength and stamina. You are working with me on your nutrient deficiencies and balancing your hormones. You're doing things like yoni steaming to get your periods regulated. You're tracking your fertile signs. You are monitoring your progress by charting your cycle. You're doing everything that you know how to do right now. And it is perfect. And your baby is coming. And you are preparing your body, and your baby is coming. So I hope that this was helpful. I really struggled with pregnancy jealousy in the beginning of my journey until I figured all of this out. And now I very rarely experience that. And if I do, it's a short tinge of, oh, I just want that to be me. And then I go through these thoughts for myself, and I realize that those emotions are really just coming from how much love I have to give. And that is a wonderful thing. And now when I see someone who's pregnant, or I see an announcement from a friend or family member, I just see that as evidence that humans can have babies, and it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. So if you do want some support around this, what I do with nutritional therapy and balancing hormones, losing weight, all of that, really is about bringing health to every aspect of your life And mindset and the way that we think about things, the thoughts going through our heads, the beliefs that we have about ourselves, about our bodies, about becoming mothers, all of that impacts every aspect of our life and our health. Everything in our bodies is interconnected, and the brain is really what's controlling everything else going on in our bodies. So we have to be looking at our thoughts and our beliefs and our emotions. And so a big part of what I do is giving you the tools to see what is driving your thoughts. So often we let our fear and our doubts and our frustrations kind of be in the driver's seat of our daily lives. And it's really just because we were never taught how to recognize when that's happening and what to do about it. And so what I do is just give you those tools. And once you have those tools, it's really very simple to start changing your thoughts and your feelings so that you can feel better about what's going on. So if you do want to learn more about us working together, either for that mindset side or the science piece of your hormones, or both, having that kind of integrated approach, you can schedule a consult with me. We'll talk for about an hour. And really my main goal during these consults is to show you why you haven't gotten the results that you're hoping for in your health already. What is the thing that's holding you back? And sometimes it's a science thing. Sometimes it is a hormonal imbalance or a lifestyle thing. Sometimes it is a mindset piece. You're just have these mental blocks that you haven't recognized. No one's pointed them out to you, and we just weren't really taught how to manage our own brains. So what we'll do is really identify what is holding you back, what is that main piece that you need to focus on to get those results that you're looking for, and then what that path is going to look like and how we can work together to get you there. So you can reach out to me here on Facebook or here on YouTube, wherever you're watching this, or you can find me over at parsleyandpumpkins.com and schedule that free consult. All right, I'll talk to you soon.